So I'm going to explain some things about the break-ins, theft, that are a little different than you probably believe. So there's no doubt that there were break-ins. The exact nature of those break-ins, I've spoken on those, the possibilities of it. One of the goals is every time you lose something. Now remember, this has been done to me on and off for probably 30-something years. They probably did it to my wife also, my ex-wife, to drive her crazy first. So they want you to see everything you lose as them stealing it. So again, that feeds their discrediting. But also, they're getting paid by Satan. So when they physically break in, they're given additional related metaphysical evil anti-power. I told you how sin works. If you sin or somebody else sins, but somebody else willed it or cursed it into your life, then you're not culpable. They are. The sin goes in their account. And that's usually those holier than thous that you see in life. They're inside ravenous wolves causing other people to fall as the things we wrestle against. But if you lose something, God doesn't want you to lose it. God has the power for you to keep it. And if they were able to move God out of the way and you lose it, again, I'll back up a little bit too so you understand. Yeah, there are instances where God needs you to lose something or you're going to lose your head. You know, Carl come by and cut your head off or something. But that's still them. So you see, they still pay for that. So because they'll come up and go, well, isn't it better to lose something than lose this? And there is a metaphysic, and everything starts from perfection. And we're not even in the body when we start from perfection. These bodies are falling. So to make a long story short, why do I said that when I upped that young lady? Anyway, does that mean anything to anybody? Make a long story short. I don't think it was she cursed or something. Oh, okay. She was supposed to be taller. She ended up taking a shorter body. That helps you know what's going on when people take bodies, handicap bodies. It's all them. It has nothing to do. If God's perfection, you have to read the scriptures. God's perfection, anything else is them. The things we wrestle against. Again, in the New Testament, it speaks a little bit about metaphysics and magic, but they call it like it's not called magic. It's called the gifts. In Judaism, it's called magic and curses, that kind of thing. So when you lose something, it goes into their account as theft. That's stealing something. If you will something away from somebody, that's theft. So even though, because I can see it's them, but I don't, like I said, well, is it really lost or did they just will it away? That's my first question. Well, it's missing and they did it. But is it lost or is it just misplaced? Again, it's theft. So what happens is sometimes Hashem will be like, okay, what do I say? I don't even think because it's in the moment. But essentially, they'll be disrupted until I find it. and I just have to wait a little while and I find it. I don't have to look. I don't use that every time because I'm not interested in being negative all the time. But when it gets kind of crazy, that's how I do it. Like I just look for something for 20 minutes, and they cause it to be gone. They're mad because I get 5% at home improvement stores on that credit card. And it's a bank they tried moving against me. Who finally figured it out. Again, a combination of curses. But they get additional power, which means somebody might come along and steal it. So we have a third person now who doesn't have the power to repel their possession of the mind, and they come and they steal something from you. It still goes to who? The metaphysical initiation of it. That's why murderers, Jesus looks at them like whatever. Now, of course, there are certain murderers that Jesus looked at and condemned them. The Sadducees, Pharisees, today the church, the synagogues, the temples, the Hare Krishnas, the mosques, the leadership that kills people with the system in their minds as they project possession and fallenness. Church always says we're in the end times, but they just read it a certain way that doesn't make any sense. Well, what are Paul's parting words? Love, love, love. And then you go to church. Well, loving them is being tough on them. You see how they do that? Loving them. Well, no. If you read, charity, it says charity, but it's loving charity. And actually, what did I come up with? Charity of the heart. It's actually charity of the heart. So you can engage in acts of charity and hate people. You can actually hate people and love people because you're just possessed and you murdered somebody. So again, that's why Jesus is not a cop. Jesus was not the establishment at all. But they try to make him out to be Mr. Establishment. And they become anti-establishment when they project what they're doing into other people, like verbally. They also do it metaphysically. You just wait and something turns up. Once they say something, then somebody turns up possessed, like a school shooter or, we get the other day, the courthouse thing. Yeah, the courthouse thing's a big one. So the idea is that he just was mad. Now, he is a young guy, so that was kind of strange. I wish I'd have been in his life. I'd have told him, you're nuts, knock it off. And I said, okay, you're going to get to the judge, you're going to do everything right, and you're going to get minimum whatever it is, and then you're going to get out, and it'll be over with. Don't do anything stupid. Well, nobody was there to comfort him in that moment. So again, a lot of people grow up in church and they get an unfair advantage over everyone else. Why? Because they're not real. They're receiving, but they're not giving. In Isaiah, it says they're there by, family custom, by rote, by community custom. And they're getting all the blessing of having people around them, helping them in life. And it's really satanic because what they're doing is causing other people not to be there, and other people not to fall, and other people to fall, not to not fall, but to fall. In fact, the reason I said that is they were in my tongue. Why? Because they have a will, but it never gets spoken, independent of their thought. And you don't even have to be like a liberal or gay for their curses to hit you. They just have to say it. And they condemn you for being a liberal or gay. Or say if you're one or the other. That's one of their curses anyway. If you're a liberal, then you have to be gay. Then you got to fight it every day if you don't want to be gay. So God doesn't play that game. God doesn't say like, "Oh, okay, you got them. You got them. Wow." That's what I think God is, man. God's about the truth, the absolute truth. So when I learned how God judged, I was like, well, I never felt guilty enough to ever think I was going to hell. Because I'm with, Hashem says, because it's me. With me. You're not going to think that. They tried to make me think it the other day. I'm like, what are you doing, Satan? Get out of here. Try to work. So I did come up with a plan on the ark. There's the base that I showed you. I painted that black and put some feet on it, just real short ones underneath. What they call them, gliders or sliders or whatever. It's pretty heavy, that lower piece. And then I'm not going to use the pine for an inner structure, and then the aspen for an exoskeleton. I'm just going to use the aspen. The pine is for the firebox. I still have some extra after that. like the imitation firebox, because then I'm going to cover that with like brick face or stone face or stone paint, stone look paint or something like that. Because it's a reflective uh, fireplace log set. I have to figure out what the best color is. I can't remember, but I figured out how to mount it to the base with that piece that's getting glued on. It'll be double thick, and they'll be both glued to that, and then it'll be bolted into what do they call it? I guess it's furniture, not T-nuts. It's another one that screws in. I think it's like reverse screw piece that you screw in, reverse threaded, and then you bolt it in because there'll be holes into that. So I figured out how to do the lower mounting. So that's good. I just went back to that school I usually don't go by. We need to. Okay, so Greenwood dead ends a lot, or at least ends, but a dead end came up. So that school still needs to get healed. I don't remember. I'll go up this way. I'll go Greenwood so I can see what it's called. I think you can see over here. Now, it could be the school district. I don't know. What is the name here? Of course, I don't see it. I can look it up later. Okay, yeah. It needs to be healed, and it does look like it could get to the level of armed violence. And the cheerleaders are cursed. Let's got to heal the cheerleader squad here. They're all out there, but the visions of seeing are scary. So we need to heal that. So it'll be like at one of the games or something like that. So make sure you have the security. I mean, don't be crazy, but don't be afraid to start really looking around at the football games or whatever is going on. I don't know what season it is. I guess football team is starting up or is open already. I don't know. I don't pay attention to useless stuff like that. But yeah, it looks like it would be. Well, it's up. It doesn't mean it's imminent. It just means it's up, and when you heal it, it goes back down and goes away. But again, also then depletion, metaphysical depletion. If they have to fight it, the kids, then other things move in too, like drug use, just overwhelming. It's the high school down from Regency Place Elementary. Okay. Looks like it was like photo day or something. I don't know. Like all out there in a big blob. But then the stadium came, or the bleachers and all that, and then here I'm going to a dead end. So second time here. All right. Reflectors are red. Let's see if I see anything else. I'll go through here. Yeah, still patrol the trails. You see, if I get out on the trails, I heal the trails, and you won't have to patrol them as much. We have to understand a lot of people are blessed in this community, so they have protection. But all it takes is one moment, and then the protection's gone. Like in 24 hours, somebody could hatch some sort of crime, mass shooting crime. That's when the protection drops. Somebody gets possessed. They go, oh, liberals do that. So some liberal somewhere. Yeah, I've had it. That's how it works. That's the whole world in a nutshell. But they do it about conservatives also. Kamala Harris is trying to tone that down because that's where it does a lot of things. If the candidate doesn't win, senators and congressmen make more money in donations if the presidential candidate doesn't win. So again, that's kind of like minor radicalism that does that, but that's why they radicalize people. They get more money. But again, then we got to deal with all the other stuff. Yeah, the basis for the radicalization in the beginning was just more money to the PACs. Just radicalize them enough to pull out the wallet. But then it develops into other stuff. Again, the idea people can't just let things be. They're like, well, liberals do that, conservatives do that, and then like that curse is out there, and it finds somebody who's been depleted, or might even actually work to deplete a person so they could take over the mind. It's Olathe schools. It's like Olathe East or something, or Olathe West or something. 1954 and 1992. Women arts. They messed around with the pricing. That would say that. You did it somehow. It's either metaphysical or physical. Or they actually could be psychological. They could get somebody to do that without knowing what they're doing. That's how spycraft works. That's not 100%, but they could probably get a lot of people to put whatever numbers they want anywhere. Well, you just pay the person every time they put the number somewhere or do something with the number you're showing them, then they get paid. Eventually, they'll just keep putting it everywhere. Money, money. Next thing you know, some guy walks in and has a mass shooting event because the numbers made them crazy. So heal that school system over there. It's still kind of. I don't know the ins and outs of your schools. I don't know your people. You haven't let me into your community, so I know very few people. So I can't tell you how you're. Well, I already see the secret society, so I know those people are cursing other people. I already see dirty cops, dirty fire people, so I know they're cursing people. That's how that happens. But I can imagine the parents are like that. She's on the cheerleader team. Curse her parents. Even some of the kids have cursing power or anti power because their families are just like that. So what they do is, like a cheerleader turns him down, he curses her. So again, you probably have at least a few families like the Crumbleys or Crumleys. What's her name? Ethan Crumbly. So again, not every family goes to that point of failure, but I mean they're just useless turds. Most people are useless turds, actually. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.